Canada, the land of maple leaves and hockey, known for its breathtaking landscapes and multicultural cities, is facing a silent crisis that is slowly but surely reshaping its social and economic fabric. More and more Canadians are choosing to leave their home country, seeking greener pastures elsewhere, driven by a myriad of reasons. This exodus is driven by a complex interplay of factors, ranging from economic anxieties to concerns about quality of life, and even the search for better opportunities abroad. While Canada remains a desirable destination for many immigrants, the increasing number of Canadians leaving raises important questions about the country's future and its ability to retain its own citizens. The Canadian dream, once a beacon of hope and opportunity, appears to be fading for some, as they struggle to find affordable housing and stable employment. As housing costs skyrocket and wages stagnate, many Canadians are struggling to make ends meet, leading them to consider relocating to countries with better economic prospects. The allure of higher salaries and a lower cost of living is prompting some to pack their bags and head south to the United States or even further afield to other parts of the world. This trend has sparked debate and concern across Canada, prompting soul-searching about the country's direction and the policies needed to address these challenges. Politicians and policymakers are grappling with the challenge of retaining their citizens, while ordinary Canadians are left to weigh their options in an increasingly uncertain world, questioning their future in the country. The Canadian exodus is not merely a statistic, it is a human story of dreams deferred, aspirations sought, and the enduring search for a better life, often filled with emotional goodbyes and new beginnings. The exodus of Canadians is a complex issue with far-reaching implications, affecting not just the individuals who leave, but also the communities and the nation they leave behind. It speaks to the challenges faced by developed nations in an era of globalization and economic uncertainty, where mobility and opportunity are often in flux. As Canada grapples with these issues, the choices made by its citizens will shape the destiny of the nation for years to come, influencing its cultural and economic landscape in profound ways. Canada's strong economy, once a source of pride, is now a double-edged sword. While it attracts skilled workers and investment, it also contributes to a high cost of living that is pricing many Canadians out of the market. Housing, especially in major cities like Toronto and Vancouver, has become exorbitantly expensive, with homeownership a distant dream for many young Canadians. The cost of living extends beyond housing. Groceries, transportation, and everyday expenses continue to rise, putting a strain on household budgets. While salaries in Canada are generally higher than in many other countries, they haven't kept pace with the rising cost of living, leaving many Canadians feeling squeezed. This economic reality is a major factor driving Canadians to seek opportunities elsewhere. Countries with a lower cost of living, particularly in Europe and Asia, are becoming increasingly attractive to Canadians seeking a better work-life balance. The Canadian dream, for some, now involves finding a place where they can afford to live comfortably and achieve their financial goals. Economic pressures are not the only factor driving Canadians away. Quality of life concerns, including access to affordable healthcare, childcare, and education, are also playing a role. Canada's publicly funded healthcare system, while lauded in principle, is facing challenges such as long wait times for specialists and procedures. This is prompting some Canadians, particularly those with families, to consider countries with more efficient healthcare systems. Beyond healthcare, childcare costs are a major burden for Canadian families. The lack of affordable and accessible childcare options makes it difficult for both parents to work full-time, impacting career aspirations and financial stability. Similarly, the rising cost of education, particularly post-secondary education, is a concern for many Canadians. These quality-of-life concerns are amplified by Canada's harsh climate, particularly the long, cold winters. While some Canadians embrace the winter wonderland, others find it isolating and challenging. The allure of warmer climates and year-round outdoor living is a powerful draw for Canadians seeking a change of scenery and lifestyle. Section 4, A Land of Opportunity, Immigration Challenges. Canada has long prided itself on being a welcoming and multicultural society, attracting immigrants from around the world. However, the reality for some newcomers is not always smooth sailing. Navigating the immigration system can be complex and time-consuming. And even after obtaining permanent residency, many immigrants face challenges integrating into Canadian society. One significant hurdle is the recognition of foreign credentials. Many skilled professionals arrive in Canada to find that their qualifications are not recognized, forcing them to take on jobs below their skill level or go back to school. This underemployment leads to frustration and financial strain, making it difficult for immigrants to build a stable life in Canada. Another challenge is discrimination. Despite Canada's multicultural policies, systemic racism and prejudice persist, creating barriers for immigrants seeking employment, housing, and social inclusion. This discrimination can be particularly disheartening for immigrants who came to Canada with high hopes for a better future. Section 5, the 51st State, a controversial proposal. Amidst the backdrop of Canadian emigration, a controversial proposal has emerged. What if Canada were to join the United States as the 51st state? This idea, while seemingly far-fetched, has sparked debate and divided opinions on both sides of the border. Proponents argue that such a union would bring economic benefits and enhance security for both countries. They believe that combining resources and talents could lead to a stronger, more resilient North America. They point to the potential for increased trade, shared infrastructure projects, and a unified approach to international relations as key advantages. Opponents, however, view it as a threat to Canadian sovereignty and national identity. They argue that Canada's unique cultural and political landscape would be overshadowed by American influence. The 51st State proposal is not new. It has surfaced periodically throughout history, often in jest but sometimes with a hint of seriousness. In recent years, the idea has gained traction in certain circles, fueled by economic anxieties and political polarization. Some see it as a solution to economic challenges and a way to navigate the complexities of global politics. The debate over the 51st state is as much about emotions as it is about practicalities. For many Canadians, the idea of losing their national identity and becoming just another star on the American flag is unthinkable. They cherish their unique history, culture, and values, and view the prospect of merging with the United States as a form of cultural assimilation. The emotional weight of this debate cannot be understated. For many, the idea of losing their national identity and becoming just another star on the American flag is unthinkable. They cherish their unique history, culture, and values, and view the prospect of merging with the United States as a form of cultural assimilation. They cherish their unique history, culture, and values, and view the prospect of merging with the United States as a form of cultural assimilation. The emotional weight of this debate cannot be understated. Section 6. Trump's take: economic leverage and national interest. Former U.S. President Donald Trump, never one to shy away from controversy, has added fuel to the 51st state debate with his characteristically blunt pronouncements. His statements have sparked discussions and debates across both nations, drawing attention to the complex relationship between the United States and Canada. Trump has repeatedly suggested that many Canadians would welcome the opportunity to join the United States, citing economic benefits and closer ties between the two countries. He argues that such a union would lead to a stronger North American economy and enhanced security cooperation. Trump's comments, while often dismissed as political posturing, have nevertheless resonated with some Canadians who feel that their country is being taken advantage of in its relationship with the United States. These individuals believe that closer ties could potentially rectify perceived injustices and lead to a more balanced partnership. They point to trade imbalances, security concerns, and a perceived lack of respect from the U.S. government as reasons to consider closer ties, even if it means sacrificing some degree of sovereignty. The economic disparities and security issues are seen as significant factors that could be addressed through a closer union. Trump's stance on Canada joining the United States is rooted in his America First ideology. This perspective prioritizes American interests and seeks to maximize the nation's economic and strategic advantages. He views the world through a transactional lens, where national interest and economic gain are paramount. In his view, every international relationship should be evaluated based on its potential benefits to the United States. From his perspective, incorporating Canada into the United States would be a strategic victory, expanding American influence and access to resources. This move, he believes, would not only bolster the American economy, but also enhance its geopolitical standing on the global stage. Section 7. Trudeau's rebuttal: sovereignty and shared values. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, representing the majority view in Canada, has vehemently rejected the notion of joining the United States. Trudeau has emphasized Canada's strong national identity and its commitment to maintaining its independence. He has also highlighted the close relationship that already exists between Canada and the United States, emphasizing the benefits of cooperation without compromising sovereignty. Trudeau's stance reflects a deep-seated belief in the value of Canadian distinctiveness. Canadians take pride in their social safety net, universal healthcare, and commitment to multiculturalism. These values, they argue, are fundamentally different from those embraced by the United States, making a merger of the two countries culturally incompatible. Trudeau's rejection of the 51st state proposal is also a strategic calculation. He recognizes that such a move would be deeply unpopular with the vast majority of Canadians and would likely spark a political crisis. By firmly rejecting the idea, Trudeau is aiming to quell any talk of a merger and reaffirm Canada's commitment to its own path.